Hello, this is Brian Purdy with the Florida Aviation Network today at the final day of Verticon 2025 in beautiful Dallas, Texas. Today we're going to visit with Mark, the chairman of the board for the Vertical Aviation International. Welcome, Mark. How are you doing today?
Excellent, Brian. Thank you very much, and thanks for having the conversation.
Well, my pleasure. This is the first Verticon, but it's not the first convention held by centering on helicopters. You're new in the position, but how's it going so far?
All right. So, yeah, thank you, Brian. So, not only is it the first Verticon, but it's the biggest Verticon that we've ever had. And it's the start of the new brand and our refined approach to vertical aviation.
Okay. Now, so far, you know, the vertical portion was to bring in AAM, Advanced Air Mobility. I think the only one here of that nature is Joby. Are we hopefully going to see more in the future?
Yeah, and we're very thankful that Joby came in with their vehicle. I think it's really important to include this emerging technology, the new technology, and part of the rebranding was a consideration of AAM unmanned systems, but it definitely does not leave helicopters behind. We are still very helicopter centric, and in fact those vehicles are going to last well into the future, and this is just an opportunity to try to bring us all under the same space and work together so that we don't have things like airspace segregation and things of that nature.
Yeah, because vertical is vertical regardless, and it's going to be better mission-wise for some missions than fixed wing. As far as I can tell with the AAM, helicopters are definitely going to be around until they can get a range somewhat similar. Okay, so this is the first biggest one here in Dallas. Are we looking large as far as how much area the convention is taking up, or people, or both?
Sure, and actually we're a little bit down in square footage, but not by much. And we did have 682 exhibitors this year, and that's a lot. That's up over 100 in the post-COVID years of the show, formerly being Heli Expo. And attendance is right at about 15,000 this year, which is also significantly up from a couple of years. It's been a fantastic show. In fact, going around and talking to a lot of the vendors that are here, business was brisk, and we got really good feedback on the show.
Okay, great. So, now, last year was in Anaheim, next year's in Atlanta. How do you decide where it's going to be?
That's a good question. It's wizardry that we allow the staff to figure out, right? Then there's a little bit of magic and a little bit of planning, and at the end of the day, we have a fantastic convention staff. And it's not all they do, but this is their focus when it comes to this show is to go out and get the best possible value for our membership and for the organization, but also in places that people want to be. And they do a fantastic job of putting this together. In fact, if I could spend the rest of this conversation thanking our staff, I would. That's how good they are. So
that's great. Yeah. Now, I noticed, NBAA used to switch between Las Vegas and Orlando. Now it's going to be in Las Vegas at least the next 3 or 4 years, from what I understand. That gives some stability, but it's also, okay, how many times can you go there? What are you expecting for Atlanta? Anything, I know it's just on the horizon, but anything that's sticking out that you're trying to do more at Atlanta than here?
I would say we're continuing down the path of trying to involve some of the alternate technologies and really get them to participate with us in the show. That's a big part of it. And then, of course, just service to our members in general. Like, as we're having this conversation, we're in the VAI safety zone. And safety is paramount to this entire industry, no matter which part of it that you're in. And we have tons of options to assist our membership with improving safety and with safety services. And we're going to roll out more member services as time goes on as well. So, and that's part of the goal, right? We're known as the show, but the organization is much, much more to our membership.
Yeah, and that's the way it sort of has to be. the membership is one thing. Of course, your membership includes both pilots and flying organizations, and I think even some manufacturers, because this gives everybody a chance to be in one place and be impressed and overwhelmed by all of it.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you managed to get selected to be.
Oh gosh, nobody wants to hear this full story, but I had an interesting career. Later in life, I decided I wanted to fly because I wanted to be outdoors, and researched it for quite a while. In fact, 2 years before I started flying, I went to, in 2005 in Anaheim, I went to a Heli Expo. And that's where I did the bulk of my research, was at this show. So my career was actually born at the show. And made the decision to move forward. And after I found out that it was in fact possible to do as a civilian, and worked my way up through flight instruction, Grand Canyon tours, and then ended up in on the management side, Part 119 management side, for a couple of big companies in the Grand Canyon, and then moved on to utility, and now I own many of my own operations throughout the upper Midwest and Mountain West.
Okay, anything else you'd like to close with?
Sure, I would actually. I think I would close with just kind of a plea, so to speak, for people to get involved in the organization. We have lots of ways for people to do that through our industry advisory councils, and all sectors of the industry. We need that feedback in order to appropriately react to the challenges that are coming down the pipe, number one, and number two, to proactively seek change, whether it be through regulation or otherwise. It's really important. We have an excellent advocacy function within the organization that helps us go out and get those things done and realize positive change for the industry. So I think that my ask is that there be more people get involved. And we need your voice, we need your ideas.
And I'm partial to the workforce development portions that you guys are doing, but I'm also going to put a little plug in here. I know you've been down to Orlando for the expo. Maybe sometime have it right next week to Sun and Fun. That way you guys can kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. I wish it were that simple. We would love to coordinate all of those kind of activities. So after Atlanta, we're going to be back in Anaheim, and then we'll be in Orlando again. So we haven't been to Orlando in a bit, so that'll be fantastic.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you very much for spending some time with me. I'm looking forward to being here again, learning more, get some more time under my belt for helicopter flight, and there's been a lot of potential job opportunities for anyone that wants to get into helicopter and rotary. Don't limit yourself to one helicopter type. That may be the door to the AAM for some. And this is Brian Purdy with the Florida Aviation Network, live and in clear. Verticon 2025, beautiful Dallas, Texas. Have a great day.